What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And I'm so excited to talk about season 3 of Cobra Kai. I was on board with Cobra Kai since it was on YouTube Red, and then when it got announced that it was going to be on Netflix, I knew eventually everybody was going to eventually catch on to this big sensation. And then when they put the first 2 seasons out, it was one of the highest, most streamed things of that weekend. In all the streaming services. And so with all that being built up, the anticipation for the season 3 has been there for now everybody. Not just me from the original first 2 seasons when it was on YouTube Red, but now for everybody waiting for the release of season 3 of Cobra Kai. And good news is it was originally going to be released on January 8th, and then it got announced that it was going to be moved up a week early, so it's going to be released in January 1st. Now, before I even get into this episode, the review of this season, I gotta say instantly, I'm excited for season 4. I cannot wait for season 4 already. This season was absolutely crazy. It's 10 episodes. Each episode averages about 30 minutes, some about 35. I think the finale is about 40 minutes, but nonetheless, they all average about 30 minutes, and it's 10 episodes, and it's just non-stop action. It's really good. It picks up immediately after season 2, and it doesn't disappoint at all. And you're going to be hooked. You're like, once you start, you're going to be hooked. You're not going nowhere from beginning to the end. And the good thing about this is that, like, I'm not going to say, like, is it better than the other seasons? I just think that it immediately picks up with the tone, the story, everything, so that it just felt like a continued story, and the continuity is just there, and the momentum from the first 2 seasons. So, like, yes, it takes things further, and thus it does get better, but it's not like light years difference. Like, wow, season 3 is so much better than 2. I can't watch 2. Like, this is a series that the continuity is just so good from beginning to the end, from the first 2 seasons to now. It just all flows so well, and it's just, you get more and more invested the more and more you watch. But, like, yeah, there's tons of good footage from, you know, a Karate Kid, and tons of good lessons, life lessons that's taught all within all that's going on. Tons of feel-good moments, and yeah, sure, there's predictable things at times, but it's all still very good. And I must say, folks, everyone aged really well. So you have to wait and see who may pop up, because if all you really big Karate Kid enthusiasts, you know, there's some people that we've been waiting to see, and then there's going to be some other surprises of people that you would have never thought may show up. So there's a ton of good cameos going in and out of this season, and everyone aged so well. And also me as a wrestling fan, there's a ton of good wrestling references surprisingly in this as well too. So I was happy to see that. But yes, there's new rivalries, new adversaries, and there's just a lot that goes on. I have to say too, as much as I like the finale, which I think is the best episode, I love episode 5. Like, it was really well done, and it really just it really set the tone for what was just going to be such a climactic ending for the end of this season. But yeah, I you know, with this season, you got Miguel, you know, where we're following his rehab, his rehabilitation. You have Robbie, who's in juvie because of what happened, obviously, from the end of last season. And yeah, Daniel's son, he goes back to Okinawa for a visit. He goes back to his roots with Mr. Miyagi. So it's really cool, and there's a lot of cool things that happen there. So you're going to see, but nonetheless, everyone is battling their struggles throughout this season. There's a ton of different things kind of happening. You're all seeing everybody just really kind of battle and kind of really dealing with the different things that's going on with their life. So it's really cool. But nonetheless, with Mr. Miyagi, obviously, the actor who plays Mr. Miyagi, obviously passed away. His presence in the character is genuinely felt throughout this series. Like, it was without a doubt. As much as you're getting good cameos and obviously your reoccurring roles, like, Mr. Miyagi presence is so vivid in this season that it kind of gets emotional for you, especially, you know, for the ones who grew up on Karate Kid. You just never realize, like, these lessons he was teaching him on the show, how relevant they are right now in life. So, like, Mr. Miyagi, man, he's the GOAT. And I just think, like, the way how they pay homage towards him throughout this series, even with the actor being deceased, like, I thought they just continued to do a good job. But I will say this too. Krease's story is my favorite part of the season. We're get to get some of his backstory with the military and his training and really getting the psychology of his character. I really, really was behind that. I was super invested on it. And then, you know, obviously you still got the Miyagi-Do versus the Cobra Kai dynamic. That's really the main battle premise throughout this entire season. But yes, there's a lot of other things that's going on with, you know, self battles and all this other stuff. So, but yeah, John Kreese's story is just, it's so good. It's literally probably my favorite thing of this season. But, you know, for the ones who may not have seen this series at all, you know, it is family friendly, but on a teenage level with a ton of languages and jokes really set for teenagers. But it is very lighthearted, a lot of good feel-good moments. The comedy, suspense, action is all there. And the good thing about it, and for this being the third season, it just doesn't lose that heart and essence, the essence that it has on the first two seasons. So, like, again, the continuity is still done very, very well. Again, Crease's story, he's just the ultimate villain, but like getting his backstory and the military background with him, I really appreciate it. This is really well done. I was actually least interested in Robbie's story this season. I don't think there was just enough for me to get invested like I did last season. And maybe that's the reason, because last season was about him mostly, and this season, like, it just wasn't a lot. Sure, things happen with him, but it just wasn't an emotional attachment to everything that was kind of happening with him. And then, you know, by all means necessary, Johnny Boy is and always will be the star of this series. No matter what dynamic you put him in, he just absolutely just, you know, he brightens up every scene. And I can't talk too much about that because, like, there's definitely major spoilers revolved around his character, but he has some amazing moments this season that you're gonna be wild about, that's for sure. But the finale was super intense. Like, when you, like, these kids, they're just off the hook. But from the choreography and the cinematography, it's really at its best in this last episode. It's really done well, and it just wraps up this season right into a nice bow and gets you prepared for season 4, which I cannot wait till it happens. But yo, I can't stress enough. Season 3 of Cobra Kai is a must watch. January 1st on Netflix. You have to check this out. For all of the hype going into the season, it is absolutely warranted because it's so good and you all are going to have an amazing time watching it. So definitely let me know in the comments, are you excited for Cobra Kai? And after you check it out, tell me your thoughts about it. I was going to do an episode review, but like they're 30 minutes, and plus, like, it's really hard to watch an episode then stop and wanting to do a review when it's so good. You're going to be stuck. You're going to be wanting to binge this the entire thing, I guarantee. So let's see. That's 5 hours of your life that you can kiss goodbye, that you will absolutely have to check this out. So let me know in the comments what you thought about this, and I'll catch you all very soon for more reviews. Thank you for watching, folks.